Greek mythology is filled with tales of gods, heroes, and mortals whose fates are shaped by the whims of powerful deities. But among these stories, there is one that stands out not for its heroism, but for its tragedy, the story of Sisyphus, the king who dared to challenge the gods and was punished with an eternal, fruitless task. His tale is not just about suffering, but about the human condition itself, about striving, even in the face of an impossible struggle. This is the story of a man condemned to push a massive boulder up a mountain, only to watch it roll back down every time he nears the top. A punishment that would last forever, with no hope of ever achieving his goal. But in his eternal struggle, Sisyphus found something more, a deeper meaning, a resilience that transcended his torment. Long ago, in the kingdom of Ephyra, there was a powerful and clever king named Sisyphus. He was known for his wit, his cunning, and his ability to deceive even the gods themselves. His kingdom prospered under his rule, but Sisyphus's hunger for power and immortality led him to challenge the very will of the gods. Sisyphus wasn't always a tyrant. He was once a kind and just ruler, loved by his people. But his heart grew restless. His mind became obsessed with the thought of avoiding death. He sought to defy the natural order, believing that no mortal should be bound by death. It was this obsession that would seal his fate. The gods, in Greek mythology, were powerful and vengeful, and they had no tolerance for mortals who dared to challenge them. One day, the god of death, Thanatos, was sent to collect the soul of Sisyphus. But Sisyphus, ever clever, saw this as an opportunity to escape. He tricked Thanatos into a trap, binding him in chains so that no one could die. For a brief time, the world was in chaos as people could not die. But eventually, the gods intervened and freed Thanatos, punishing Sisyphus for his audacity. As a result of his defiance, the gods sentenced Sisyphus to an eternal punishment. Zeus, the king of the gods, ordered Sisyphus to roll a massive boulder up a mountain. But there was a cruel twist. Each time Sisyphus neared the top, the boulder would roll back down, forcing him to start again. This cycle would continue forever, with no end in sight. Some say that Sisyphus's punishment was not merely about labor. It was a test of the human spirit. The gods wanted to see if Sisyphus, in his eternal struggle, could find meaning in his work. The philosopher Albert Camus, in his famous essay The Myth of Sisyphus, interpreted this myth as a symbol of the human condition. According to him, life is inherently absurd, much like Sisyphus's punishment, but it is our responsibility to find meaning in the struggle, even if that meaning is self-created. In his unending labor, Sisyphus eventually came to understand that his fate was sealed. He knew the boulder would never stay at the top. But with this understanding, he gained a strange kind of wisdom. His struggle, though futile, became an expression of his resilience. He no longer sought to escape his fate, but instead embraced it. His endless task, once a source of suffering, became a reminder of his defiance against the gods. In this way, he found peace, for even in his eternal struggle, he remained free in his mind. The tale of Sisyphus teaches us about the nature of existence and the human spirit. Despite the impossible challenges life may throw at us, we must continue to push forward.